This is going to be my Imperial City farming guide. So we're going to go over the boss's spawn locations, and I'll just briefly point them out on the map. Um, I'll have 3 clips at the end of the video of me on one of each of the different tunes that I have, and then maybe I'll make a separate video for each boss. So we're going to go over gear that I think is good to run down here, the Wraith and Mundus. Also, when you get your Telvar, obviously what to buy with it, so that you can then sell it for gold. And make sure that you have 1 red, 1 yellow, and 1 blue. This is important for farming for when the power changes. Remember, we're down here to farm, we're not here to PvP, so we don't really care what color it is, we just kind of want to kill bosses. And then we'll talk about CP versus non-CP. I don't know if I mentioned that already. And then also make sure you have 10k. When you have 10k Telvar, you're going to hit the max multiplier, so that's going to give you the most amount of Telvar from killing anything, trash mobs to bosses. So if you solo a boss and you have every single zone, you can get 14.3k. So if you farm in a group, you might get a little less, because it splits evenly, I think, between all of the people who done enough damage to the boss. But nonetheless, you'll still get Telvar, so it's not that bad. But if you can find time to solo it and nobody's there, feel free. It's probably the best amount of Telvar you'll get. And I think that's it. So, yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so first things first, we're gonna go over the best race that I believe is good down here, and it's gonna be Imperial. It's gonna give you 2000 max health, 2000 max stam, and it's gonna reduce all of your abilities by 6%. Now this is really huge for sustain, and that's one of the most important things down here. Also alchemy, if you don't have that, you should go get that. It's really easy. It's gonna make your potions last longer, so it's really good. We're running the Serpent to help with our stam recovery. I think recovery down here is king over damage, so I wouldn't run the Lover, or I forget what the name of the other one is that gives you weapon damage. Recovery is really good down here. It's going to help you be able to hit your rotation and not have to heavy attack, not have to worry about running out. My stamsorc, I can kill a boss and do my whole rotation the whole time without even being close to running out of stamina, so it's really good. And then the food, I'm running dubious. You can run whichever, that just gives you stam recovery. This one's cheap, so I'd just use this. Now the first set is going to be Pariah. Now this is a universal set that I use down here. I go all divines so that it buffs my stam recovery, and it's just gonna help us not get one-tapped by the boss. And also, if we're getting ganked or something like that while we're killing a boss, the lower your health is, the more resistances you get. It's just a all-around really good set for PvP and for Imperial City, for farming these bosses. And then this is also another universal piece that I use, Magma Incarnate. The best one-piece recovery in the game. It gives you mag recovery and stam recovery, so it's really good to use. And then I would go max stam on all of these pieces, but I use this set on a bunch of others, so I kind of just went tri-stat on all of them. You could go tri-stat to buff all your stats to help out, but it's whatever your personal preference is. And then our second set, and this will vary from mag to stam, obviously, is going to be deadly. We're running stam recovery and robust on all of them. And then the Maelstrom Perfected Bow on our back bar, deadly axe and dagger with precise enchant. Skills, running the Bound Ornaments. Now this is going to make our light attacks do 10% more damage, and it's going to increase our max stamina while slotted, so this is really good. Quick Cloak This is going to be um, your major evasion and also your speed buff so you can move around quicker if you have to dodge something or whatever. And it also does damage, so it's a bonus. Streak, it's going to be our getaway, our stun. Um, Bloodthirst, that's going to be our main spammable. That's what's going to heal us the most. Razor Caltrops, this is going to be our major breach because the stamsorc doesn't really have a good major breach or at all. Summon Charge Astronaut, this thing does a ton of damage. I used to use Dawnbreaker, but I switched to this and I haven't switched back. This does really good damage. And also, if you're farming in a group, it's also going to buff your group damage by 10%. So it's really good. It's going to help you kill those bosses quicker. Um, Arrow Barrage, Vigor, Dark Deal, Hurricane, and Crit Surge. If you want, you can try to run Ring of the Pale Order. I don't know if it was a bug or something, but I was trying to use it and it just wasn't performing the way it used to perform. So I just run Crit Surge and then Temporal Guard for more tankiness. Now, like I said, these skills will vary from whatever class you're on. You can use whatever skills you think are best for you. But what I will advise is that you have some moves that are PvE, so you can still put out a decent amount of damage, and some moves that are for PvP that'll help you in case you do get ganked or you have to fight somebody. Don't just go all one-sided, because if you go all PvP, you won't really be able to do enough damage to the boss to kill them quickly. Um, so yeah, I think that's about it. Talked about everything. This should be Dama House, but it's probably on another character right now. So I just have Celine's there as a filler. Um, right now I have 8 mil gold and 2.2 mil Telvar. This is my main character that I farm on. I really like the stamsorc. I think I can kill bosses within like 2 to 3 minutes. I think it's maybe like around the 2 to 3 minute mark, maybe like right in between, sometimes 2 minutes if I'm really good on my rotation. Um, Potions, you can run Tristat, and then you can also run well, I don't have any on this character right now, but immovable pots in case like I said, if you need to PvP or something, it helps out. And then also Essence of Detect, if you're farming and you notice that there's a couple Nightblades nearby, they try to gank you before or something, this will help you make sure you can see them coming so they don't get you. um, but other than that, I think that's it for the gear and the race. Like I said, the gear will vary, but I usually run Pariah on all my 3 characters. It's like I said, it's going to help you not get one shot by those bosses. But I think that's it, so we're going to go to the next part. So now I'm going to show you guys what to sell. You come back here to the back merchant in any of the factions that you're in, and you buy these parcels right here, and they give you a ton of alchemy mats. They literally give you everything, so you don't even need to farm anything. Bowglass, columbine, cornflower, strip jelly, and these powdered mother of pearls usually sell for the most. The rest of the things I'm not too sure about, but you're more than welcome to sell them too if they sell for a decent amount. And then the second thing, which a lot of people don't talk about, is the powerful assault. Um, Now this is RNG, so I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you have the Telvar to waste, because sometimes you can open up a lot and get nothing. So I only recommend doing this if you farm constantly and you're able to risk losing the risk losing a profit, because sometimes I'll buy a couple right now. Actually, I'll, I'll test it out. We'll see if we get lucky. So I bought 50 boxes. So we'll open these up. So right there we got a sword. That was actually really good. I forgot to mention the swords also on PlayStation NA. I don't know about any other server, but the swords sell for 200k. Any trait, I usually sell mine for 200k, and they sell. Um, so right there we got an ice staff sharpened. That's like about 4 to 500k right there. That's pretty good. So right there we already have like 600k gold. So that's not too bad at all. I wasn't expecting to get an ice staff. I was expecting to not get anything good. We got another ice staff. So that's about a mil right there. Oh man, this is not good. Lightning staff, I think these used to sell for a lot now, but I think they only sell for 30 to 40k, so it's not bad. The one-handed mace, I think they sell for about the same price, 30, 40k. So really what you're looking for or hoping for is a sword and an ice staff. Those are the ones that sell for the most. Everything else sells for a little bit. If you want to sell it, you're more than welcome to sell it. It's just extra gold. Sometimes I just break it down. Infernal staff, that's like 20, 30k. Okay, so that was actually really good. Like I said, I just got really lucky. It's definitely not like this all the time, so I don't want people to see this video and think that, oh, it's this easy to get it. It's not this easy. I've opened up way more boxes and got nothing. But like I said, it's just all RNG. So do this at your own risk. I recommend um, buying these satchels. As annoying as it is, you have to open them up one by one. I recommend buying these first and building up your income. That way you can risk losing some Telvar. Yeah, so on to the next part. Guys, where the bosses spawn in each of the zones. So most of them spawn on the flag, so I'll just start with those ones. Memorial spawns right in front of the flag. Arena spawns right in front of the flag. Arb spawns right in front of the flag. And Temple spawns opposite side of the flag, so it'll spawn right back here. Right, like, back in the middle. It's, like, trying to not let me click on it, but okay, you get the point. Back in the middle. So opposite from the flag, and it'll walk around in the circle. Same with the boss in Arb, Arena, and Memorial. Those bosses will walk around in a circle. Now, Noble and Elven are different. Elven spawns right in this middle part right here, and it'll kind of go in like the cross. It'll walk like a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit back there, and then a little bit towards the flag. But usually it'll be in the middle. You'll see it. Now, Noble is different. It spawns in the back also, but it spawns on like this side over here, and it also spawns on this side over here. Now, whichever side you see it on, when you kill it, it'll spawn on the next side. So you just got to remember that when you kill it. So if you kill it on this side, the next time you come in this zone, it'll be on the other side. And the bosses are on a 15-minute timer for when you kill it. So whenever you kill it, if you want to put it down somewhere, or you just want to run through the zones and kill the bosses as you go, that's fine. But they are on a 15-minute timer, just so you know. Lastly, I'm going to talk about non-CP versus CP Imperial. I think farming in non-CP is a lot easier. More people in CP are going to be looking to PvP than they are there to farm bosses. So you're more likely to get killed by a group of people or a Nightblade with a crazy build like mechanical acuity and something basically like two-tapping you. And down here there's no procs, so you can't wear mechanical acuity, no dark convergence. The sets are more limited, So for a Nightblade to kill you, it's still possible, but it would be a little bit harder for them to kill you. I feel like dealing with no procs is a lot easier. And then, like I said, also, a lot of people down here, they're not really looking to PvP. Not saying you won't find people from time to time who come down here and PvP, but most of the time people are here to farm. And then also making sure that you have a color for each toon. Because right now it's all red, and I'm on my yellow right now. So instead of fighting these guys, whoever's up there farming right now, I can just swap to my red, and I can farm with them and get my Telvar instead of wasting my time fighting them. I do enjoy PvPing, but when I come down here to farm, I'm not looking to fight anybody. I don't want to waste my time. I kind of just want to get as much Telvar as I can quickly, and then kind of get off. Um, but like I said, maybe run in a group or test out the set that I recommended. If you want to try it on stamsorc, or if you want to try another build on a magplar, I believe I run inmate and pariah. So inmate is kind of like war maiden, gives you um, spell damage, weapon and spell damage to your class abilities. So that's really good for a magplar. Um, and the reason why I chose inmate over war maiden is it gives you an extra line of stamina, as where war maiden only gives you max magicka. Um, for my nightblade, I haven't got a nice build for it quite yet, but you could run inmate on it too. I think right now I run Medusa, but the recovery on it needs a lot of work. I run out of magicka very quickly. But I think it also needs some passives and stuff like that. But yeah, give this a try. Let me know if it helps you out, and feel free to comment below if you have any questions.